Well, hello. You know, as I travel around the world, every now and then I come across some place that just from the very first sight, I know it's something really, really special. And I find myself in Quebec City, of all places, here in northern Canada. And not only am I in Quebec City, I'm in an area known as Old Quebec. And in the background you can hear some harp music playing, and there's this beautiful mural right behind me on this wall, and I'll show that to you in a moment. But when I pulled into Quebec City last night and I started walking around, I knew that this was definitely a place that would be on my short list as far as wanting to come back and visit again. I only have a day here, so what I was going to do was just kind of take a little walk through Old Quebec, and I'll bring you along and just kind of share some interesting stuff. I don't know too much about this city. I know everybody speaks French, and I know a lot of people like to have their picture taken in front of the mural here. You know, it's actually a beautiful, beautiful mural. So it's a gorgeous summer day. It's the I think today's the last day of June. So tomorrow will be the first day of July, and I have only about an hour or two to share Old Quebec with you. So with that being said, we're just going to keep the camera rolling, and I'm just going to walk on through and show you some of this area, and then we'll walk on up to, I think it's the castle, which is just a magnificent building. So let's go tour Old Quebec. All right, so as I mentioned, the mural here is just wonderful. People come and they'll have their picture taken in front of the mural, and it's a mural that would depict going into the Old Quebec, like a city wall. This city, Old Quebec, is actually built on. There's a wall surrounding the city. So we're gonna just kind of walk around, and I'll show you the city through my eyes, if you will. And as you can imagine, there are no shortage of tour guides here. And the man playing the harp, you would find him. Oh, where is he? He's right over here somewhere. There he is. Okay. So there's the man playing the harp. I'm going to do an about face, as they say in military jargon. Just kind of walk you through the area. And I do see people that are dressed up in different attire from the days gone past, you might say. Just a very, very special place, without question. And to think it's just a couple hours ride over the border from the United States. Really is something. Maybe if I have a chance, I'll stop and get a bite to eat. I'm actually touring Old Quebec with a little 5-month-old puppy Bichon Frise, and fortunately for me, I've got him to the point where Bichons traditionally will experience what's called separation anxiety. If you leave them alone, they'll start to bark. Well, my little guy, for some reason, he doesn't mind it when I leave him in his crate for 3 or 4 hours, and I just kind of drape a nice little towel over the top to give him a little bit of privacy and quiet, and he's quite fine with that. So as I continue on the walking through Old Quebec, I'm going to find my way going upward, up to the top, and you'll see a nice view up there. They have a glass elevator that can actually take you up there. Maybe I'll go in that and give you a view from the elevator as we go up. All types of wonderful shops here. I see any shop that catches my attention, I'll take a walk in. One of the things I like to do when I'm traveling is I'll go to a shop like this and I'll look at the postcards. And the postcards will give me a really good indication as to what specifically I might want to see while I'm traveling around. So here, I think I'm actually going to forego the the elevator and just find my way up the steps to the top. And I believe up at the top is the, I think you call it the castle. Probably would have been wise for me to do my research or homework, if you will. Maybe one of these days when I get serious about doing my travel videos, I will be a little bit more diligent in researching the area that I'm going to. So let's find our way up to the top here. All right, so I feel embarrassed. I walked up here and to what I thought was the castle, and it's not a castle, it's a hotel. Maybe at one point in time it was a castle, I don't know. But anyway, you could see my face is probably 3 shades of red right now, and it's not from the sunburn. Here is something that I don't know if you can actually look down in there or not. People are looking down there, but so I'm just going to continue walking around. This says Samvel de Champlain. Really is a beautiful, beautiful place. And if that's a hotel, that would mean that you could actually take a walk inside or book a room. But being the frugal guy that I am, it's probably a little bit out of my budget. I'll stick with Airbnb. No, maybe one day I'll be able to stay in this, well, I could stay in this hotel right now if I wanted to be honest with you. But I don't, I've never been one to spend an exorbitant amount of money for a place to lay my head, if you will. Just a beautiful, beautiful atmosphere. Now I actually have my my unicycle with me, and this would be a perfect opportunity to just jump on the unicycle and give you a little bit of a more efficient tour of old Quebec. Down here you have some cannons. Always get a good reaction when I'm riding my unicycle around. When time permits, I'm gonna take it upon myself to do a little bit more research into the history of Quebec City. I don't know if this was, at one time it must have been French, because everybody here all speaks French. So there is an area right up here, I think, that's very popular. It's a large, expansive green area. So maybe I will go find my way up there. What a beautiful day this is. There's the Beautiful Canadian flag. Tomorrow is Canada Day, their equivalent of July 4. So we're going to have a wonderful time in the country's capital of Ottawa. Okay, if it sounds like I'm out of breath, it's because I am. There are quite a few stairs to get up here. But once you do, the view is really something to see. Look at that river. Alright, see if I can't find my way to the top. Well, I gotta tell you, I was debating whether I should bring my unicycle or not. And it was a good decision to bring it because it probably cut my walking time down by a third, I would think. So this is a really, really beautiful walk, or ride, I should say. If I turn my camera around, it'll give you a nice beautiful view of all the green here as you walk along this boardwalk, if you want to call it that, trail, up to what I think is the top. If I'm not mistaken, it'll probably give you a really, really nice view over Old Quebec, or so I hope. I'm just going to continue along and we'll see what yet this another flight of stairs holds in store for me. I can't even imagine how many stairs I've gone up. Probably when I get down somewhere, I'll see an elevator that I could have taken, but we'll see. All right, so I found my way to the top, and the top is actually called the Plains of Abraham, and that's Abraham right there. Abraham Martin, 1589 to 1664. He arrived in New France in or about 1620, and he pastured his livestock on land belonging to the Ursulines, which was thenceforth known as the Plains of Abraham. In the course of the 18th century, this designation was made official in military records, and the name is still used today. So that's where I found myself, to the Plains of Abraham. And as I mentioned earlier, I am really glad that I chose to bring my unicycle with me, as it'll give me a little bit of a efficient way to tour this and other parts of Old Quebec. Beautiful area here. Alright, so I found my way off of the Plains of Abraham and back into Old Quebec, and I don't know if there was more to it than what I saw, but it was a lot of effort to get up to a grassy field. I didn't see any spectacular views, but I didn't look too hard, to be quite honest with you. So I'm just going to continue with my little unicycle tour of Old Quebec here. And look at the beautiful flowers hanging from the window of this restaurant. Couldn't have asked for a nicer day than to cycle around Old Quebec than today. Yesterday it was overcast and raining off and on throughout the day, but today it's just blue sky and nothing but beauty. So I'm gonna try to cycle through several streets around here if I can. I believe the hotel where I started is right up ahead, so I will come on back. More beautiful flowers. And I believe this would be as good any spot to turn left after I fall off my unicycle. That was actually a good fall. When you ride a unicycle, you learn how to fall, believe it or not. Sometimes it's a little unexpected and you land harder than others, but more times than not, if you've been riding a unicycle for a while, you can anticipate the fall and jump off and not get too banged up. All right, just around the corner is this beautiful courtyard right out in front of the beautiful hotel. I think I would use that word beautiful quite a bit, don't I? But nonetheless, look at that. That really is something. I'm gonna have to go on Orbitz and check out what a room in that hotel costs for the night. Here's a beautiful, whoop, there I go again with the word beautiful. There's a bright red bistro that was opened in 1640. And sure was a pretty building. Now I'm actually getting a little bit more into the heart of old Quebec. There's a gift shop called Cool as a Moose. You see a lot of moose and wolf themed gift shops. Here are different gentlemen that who do your painting. This gentleman was working on this painting last night. You can see. And there is the there's that. And if I zoom down, you'll see the face of the woman. Maybe I should get one of those of my little puppy Buddy. Well, give him a picture of my puppy Buddy and have him commission him to do a portrait of little Buddy. Look at the beautiful flowers. Probably one of the things that a lot of people don't know about me is I used to have a really large garden. I built a beautiful, beautiful, big community garden in Santa Rosa, California. In fact, if you go on Google Maps and type in the address 4145 Shadow Lane, like 5 o'clock shadow, 4145 Shadow Lane, you will see right along in the back of this large apartment complex, you'll see a large community garden that's still standing to this day. And I used to grow probably about 50 to 60 different types of vegetables and flowers and what have you. And it was just, it was wonderful. I used to sit out in the garden late at night smoking a stogie, among other things, and having a glass of wine into the wee morning hours, if you will. But those days are behind me, I should say. All right. So it's getting near that time that I'm gonna be heading back to the hotel to get my little puppy, who's probably patiently waiting for me. It's always fun going back and picking him up after I've been away for about 3 hours. His reaction can just be a little bit overwhelming, so to speak. So let's continue on, and then we'll find our way back down to the hotel and back on the road. All right, I found my way out of Old Quebec into a really another wonderful popular area here in Quebec City, and this is well, I would pronounce it Saint Jean, Jean, Saint Jean, and you can see the horse-drawn carriages coming past me. This is a real popular spot full of all types of restaurants and shops and other little attractions, residential area as well. And what area wouldn't be complete without a golden arches? Okay, so with the tour of Old Quebec under my belt, I come back to the room, and as I said, this is always fun, coming back and finding Buddy. Buddy's, he's always relaxed. He's just chilled in here, but boy, he'll be excited to see me, I bet. Let's see. Buddy, come here. Come here. Come on, Buddy. Come on. Come on, Buddy. Yeah, yeah. Hi, Buddy. How you doing? How you doing, Buddy? Huh? Yeah. Hi. Hi. Hi, Buddy. Yeah. Huh? Did you miss me? Hmm? Did you miss me? Huh? Yeah. Hi. All right. So there you have it, folks. Old Quebec. Old Quebec and Buddy. Huh? How you doing? Huh? How you doing? Huh? How you doing, Buddy? Hmm? How you doing? All right.